Really what we're trying to do is replicate the strains on the boat that it'll experience when it's sailing. That's essentially, the big ones are all the standing rigging loads. So there are forestay loads, there are shroud loads, there are main sheet loads. Those are all applied through the boat in the connection points. So we want to look at improving the structure around the forestay bulkhead, for example. But also when we combine those loads together, look at the behavior of the boat's bending and make sure that the global structure of the boat can also withstand those loads. So really, yeah, just trying to capture all of the big loads that we'll experience when the boat's in the water. And when we're putting the boat under this massive amount of strain, we want it to be as quiet as possible so we can hear those little ticks and pops and identify when those are sort of normal settling ticks and pops and when that's progressing from that to indicating a more extreme level of damage. So, we want to be able to, our best sort of sense of measure of that is being able to hear it happening before we see it happening. So the loads that the boat experiences aren't really correlated to how much the boat weighs because the boat's very light. It's designed to be as light and strong as we can make it, really to react to the loads that we put through with the sail plan. So when we go through a bear-away load case, which is testing the max compression of the mast ball and sort of the max bending of the boat structure, is around 60 tons in the mast ball, which is somewhere around 10 times the overall displacement of the boat once we have foil arms in the rig and the sails and all of those things in the boat and sailing configuration. There is a requirement to structurally test the boat. It's something we would do anyway. It's something we're not doing it because the rule requires it, but the rule does require we prove it out. We prove out the structure of the boat with some sort of comprehensive structural testing. It doesn't define how to do that, so it's on each team to come up with their test layout.
This is your weekly Global Sailing Highlights Show, The World on Water, August 9, 2024. Less than 16 days until racing begins, Terry Hutchinson, New York Yacht Club's American Magic skipper and president of sailing operations, discusses the upcoming month as the team begins practice racing ahead of the start of the 37th America's Cup here in Barcelona. Here is their August update.
Approximately 22 days to the start of racing, coming to you live from Barcelona, Spain. And, in the last couple of weeks, we've been through pretty intensive race development, performance development on Patriot, and then closed the month off with some media install and a little bit of downtime for the sailing team and for the shore team before we really get into the heart of the competition here. When you contemplate what's coming towards us and you see the level of the competition, what you can see is a fleet of very even boats. It's still, I still think there's a lot for all the teams to develop as we get into the racing period. In the next 2 weeks, we'll have informal racing with the regatta director. There'll be 2 race courses going, and really that's an opportunity for all teams to learn about the media equipment, how it interacts with the boat, all the bugs that we're going to have to work out in those systems. But it's also a good opportunity for all the teams to evaluate where you're at. I would expect that, over the next 40 days or 50 days of racing these boats, there's going to be a lot for us to learn. And I'm optimistic about Patriot's performance. In the loose interactions that we've had with the other teams, what you can see is that we have a competitive platform that, if it's going to be sailed well and is sailed well in the moment, it's probably going to be a pretty tough boat to beat. I think it's impressive to see really how far all the teams have developed over 3 of these generations of boats, you know, considering this is the 3rd Patriot that we've had inside of our shed here. And it's, you know, it's nerve-wracking. It's exciting because it's what we've been working for. You know, you can feel, you know, I think you can feel when you come into American Magic, into our base, you can't really decipher between a race day and a training day. That's a compliment to the level of experience that we have inside of our team, but it's also, you know, a little bit of internal focus to the business at hand. So yeah, I mean, we're definitely getting towards the business end of this competition, and it's going to be exciting to see what lay out in front of us, and as we get through this month of August, and at the end we start round robin 1 and then straight into round robin 2. You know, it's all to play for.
Cows Week 2024 has concluded after a week of very competitive racing. The sailors agreed it was another successful regatta, and the spectators were thrilled by the fast, close racing. With so many boats competing in so many classes, this regatta hones the skills of all involved. Now, all we can do is look back via this highlights video.
A spectacular final day of racing at Cowes concluded with a classic downwind finish against the tide on the Royal Yacht Squadron line, with competitors sailing tight into the beach off the green in a thick and fast procession that lasted for hours. They were led home by Joe Richards' 27-foot height boat, Woof, creeping along the shore under spinnaker, less than a boat length off the rocks below the RYS platform, to take the line honours in IRC Class 7. He also won the race on corrected time, his 4th victory of the week. However, overall class winner is Victoria and Chris Preston's 100-year-old classic West Solent 1 design, Suvata, while Craig and Emma Dimmock's H boat, White Wedding, took 2nd place, just 2.5 points behind. 4 boats scored an unbroken run of first places over the first 6 days of the regatta: Imogen Watkins, Ferris 28R, Mako, in the sportsboat class, Stuart Reed Sunbeam, Firefly, Rupert Mander and Gareth Edwards Flying 15 Men Behaving Badly, and Richard Dilly's Grand Soleil 46, Belladonna, in Performance Cruiser Division A. Men Behaving Badly had already won her class with a day to spare, but also won today's race, just 4 seconds ahead of Graham Deegan's Akarana, to seal overall victory in White Group. Mander and Edwards were also crowned overall Cows Week winner for the 2nd time in 3 years, and the 4th time in total. What's the secret behind their success? You have to keep as fast as you can and stay ahead of the others, while successfully orienteering around the buoys, Mander says. On a boat with no electronics, and only 2 people on board, Edwards says this means, we both note the course and are talking it through all the way, checking the bearings, and spotting the marks, as soon as possible. That was difficult today, adds Mander. We've never been that far west before in a flying 15, and the marks were hard to spot in the waves. It was the most fun sailing we've had all week, planing downwind, and hard work, going upwind, plus a full-on reach across the Solent, with spray flying everywhere. After a particularly close battle with David Frank's J112E, Leon, this week, Adam Gosling's J.P.K. 1080, yes, won IRC Class 3 today, and in doing so scooped his 6th overall black group victory. Both boats started side by side at the pin end of their committee boat start line, with Lon initially getting away to a narrow lead she defended vigorously. Yes, got past at a windward mark, then stormed away on a tight spinnaker reaching leg, before stretching away to the finish. It was a lovely race today, in a reasonable breeze with an interesting course that included a reaching leg which suited us well, says Gosling. To me, Cows Week differs from most regattas that have windward-leeward courses. Here it's about all points of sailing, with a lot of navigational challenges. It's good to have those extra tactical processes, and Cows Week is like a 3-dimensional game of chess.
The 44 Cup has visited Marstrand, on Sweden's west coast every year since 2011, with the only exception being in 2016. A few old faces can be seen as we whiz back in time to celebrate this beautiful racing destination.
The RC44 Championship Tour recently dropped anchor in...
Welcome to the Swedish island of Marstrand and the...
Marstrand, Sweden hosts the RC44 fleet for the fourth time.
The RC44 class of high-performance monohull...
The most regularly visited venue on the 44 Cup since the first season of racing for the high-performance one designs in 2008.
Within one race, things can change, but that's the beauty of the whole. Really fantastic. I mean, the experience driving these boats downwind in these conditions is unparalleled to anything I've done before.
Quite tough from time to time.
We haven't been sailing so well.
Dominating the championship tour this year.
We are back in old shape, so it's a big success for us.
Course of last year, there were a few events that made me decide to get back into sailing. I saw the RC44 and decided this was the vehicle that I was going to use to get back into sailing.
The penultimate day of the 2024 Fuerteventura PWA World Cup saw emotions run high as the inaugural season of Slalom X drew to a close. The swell, which started to hit on the Thursday, continued to pulse, which led to a few massive wipeouts, whether that be on the speed run, clearing the obstacle, or trying to claim after crossing the finish line, ensured more edge-of-your-seat racing as the world's best racers left it all on the line.
Welcome back to Fuerteventura for the PWA World Cup, and today saw the final of Slalom X. What a day of Slalom X competition. We had highs and we had lows. Emotions were running off the scale today because it wasn't just the end of the event, it was the end for the world title. In the men, it came down to the last race, the last reach and the last jibe mark. Jordi Vonk was sitting in second place, Matteo Iuchino in third. If he could overtake the Dutchman, he would win the event. And he did just that with an amazing inside move.
Yeah, it's a bit bittersweet, but yeah, I couldn't do better than this. I mean, I have to take the chance with Jordi last jibe, and I made it happen. Something new in my career, because usually when I win because I'm miles ahead, and like this is tough mentally. So I improved in that. I couldn't do better than this. So yeah, in the end, Pierre had an amazing post event, and for sure he deserves it. So.
It's crazy. I didn't believe it because after the crash I had, and I was still on. I wanted to go again for the qualification, but the mast was broken, and then I lost everything. I was sure I lost everything, but it's not even finished for the event win here. But wow, it's crazy. I'm really happy. I think I deserve it because I was fast. I sailed pretty well, except this way. It's the only final I will miss this year.
So with Matteo winning the event, Pierre Mortefon took second, and Tati Franz took the third place ahead of Jordi Vonk.
Yeah, I think I missed out on 2 podiums because of one jibe. I don't know if Matteo needed that place to win the event. I don't know, but he went full all in. Should have covered it before. I went too safe, and I'm afraid I miss out on the podium here and overall because of it.
Sorry, Gino, I had to go for it.
And with those 3 results locked in, the world titles were obvious. It was level points at the top, but Pierre Mortefon winning on countback. Matteo Iachino second, and Maciek Rakowski retains that third place. In the women, another dominant performance from Sarah Kita Offringa, winning more eliminations today and guaranteeing that world title.
I don't know, it feels good to be out there. It's really windy and it's challenging, and I'm just trying to keep it together because I'm nervous, but it's going really well, and I just hope to keep it rolling like this.
But she didn't have it all her own way today. She was challenged hard in the first one by Jenna Gibson, and in the last one, Justine Lemetier took the only other victory in this women's classification.
I was tough. I got my dad. Thank you, Papa. I got my dad mentally to help me mentally here, and it worked out good. We put myself back in the game, and happy I showed my level again. And I think it's the best feeling, the best Vice World Champion title right now. I start to have 3, but this one feels really good. So it's amazing.
And securing her the second place in the event and second place in the world. So there we go. That is it for the slalom today. All the eliminations are still online. You can watch them back live. All the results are online. Check them out. But we will be back tomorrow.
This is the INEOS Britannia Cows Week special. Sir Ben Ainslie and Freddie Carr discuss Cows Week moments. Plus Kai Hockley shares his sailing journey as he joins the team's development pathway.
Welcome back to a very special episode of the Inside Tack podcast, and it's a slightly shorter one this week, but we have got a Cows Week theme because we know you guys are there having a beer in the beer tent, having finished some racing in Cows. We hope you've had a great day, and I've got Ben Ainslie here with us, and I've got Kai Hockley online, who has been out racing in his Flying 15 today. So, a few Cows Week stories from you both, and then we've got a bit of an announcement around what Kai's going to be doing with us in the near future. Ben, for you, Cows Week. When was your first Cows Week, chap?
God, a long time ago. Some great memories. Actually, my first Cows Week, I remember I didn't even have a ride, so I was is it Trinity Landing where you go down if a boat's looking for some spare crew, so people, maybe had too many beers the night before and didn't turn up for sailing, you can pick up a spare crew. So I was, standing on Trinity Landing, take me.
And did you get a ride?
I did get a few rides, and I remember, one as a 50-foot boat, quite a competitive race boat. I was just, just down there, helping pull the sails up and down and generally getting in the way, but just had an amazing experience. And just to see so many, I was a laser sailor back then, so just seeing all of these different sizes of yachts racing around and number of boats was a great experience.
Yeah, it's such a great week, a great week.
Yeah.
And Kai sorry.
Yeah, well, I was going to say...
For me, I mean, I did my first Cows Week in 97, I think, or 98.
Okay.
Yeah. So a long time ago. I don't think you were even born in 97, were you, Kai, by a long shot?
Oh, no.
This is where he's going to start taking the out of us, so be careful, Freddie.
I loved it. My first Cows Week in 97, always loved it. Favourite event of the year, no matter what. You always get Windy Wednesday, which I love. And my favourite Cows Week memory was probably when we took the Extreme Sailing Series there in 2008, 2009. We'd get 5,000-6,000 people up on the green watching stadium racing. And that's what the America's Cup has become now, really, stadium racing. It's what we're going to be doing in Barcelona here off the shoreline in front of the W Hotel. So got so many fond memories of that. Kai, you? How many Cows Weeks are you in, bud?
I think I've done 3 or 4. Yeah.
Wow.
3 or 4.
In what classes, mate? What classes have you raced in?
The first one was IRC 7 on the Ainslie 22. That's a good racing. Then the quarter tonner class, the actuals, and then now most recently the flying 15.
And then you're racing the flying 15 this week.
Yeah.
How did you get on? Did you get any wins?
Not yet. Still going for. We've got a few podiums, but hopefully a few wins.
But last year, you tied for first in the actual, or just lost out in the last day to former British Olympian Andy Beadsworth, right?
Yeah. So we came second, but I think there's a few times our spare cup blew out. So lucky enough, no sales gas by racing. But yeah, just missed out on first place.
Mate,
that's good going.
Oh, mate, going toe to toe with Andy Beadsworth in a small. He's, in my opinion, probably one of the best small boat keelboat sailors in the world. Like Dragon World Champion, Etcher World Champion, accomplished star sailor. So, Kai, that's class, buddy. I love that. And you, last year, you were a young skipper of the year as well, right?
Yeah. Won that on the last last race.
Yes, buddy. And Ben, Kai's been involved with Athena Racing and is now, drum roll please, joining the Athena Pathway program.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, it's partly on that success that we've seen with, Kai getting down there with the Greg City team and getting involved with Cows Week and other races and really performing seriously well. That's impressed so many people, and that's the kind of attitude we want with the Athena Pathway program. Youngsters like that coming in and having that drive and determination and talent, really, to come through and ultimately get through to America's Cup, Sail GP, and the top end of the sport. So we're really, really delighted to have Kai as part of the team, and really hats off to you, Kai, for the effort that you put in with the rest of the team there to get those results and have the opportunity.
Yes, Kai. And I know, Kai, you've been finishing your A-levels up at Greg City, but God, give us a little insight of what you've been up to with the Emirates Sail GP team as well, mate. What have you been doing?
Yeah, it's been a cool season with the Emirates GBR team. So I've just been working with the show team, just learning, loads of learning. Went down to Sydney for my first event, and then just done every event except from Halifax due to A-levels since then. So yeah, it's been great. But the amount of learning you can get from working with the top teams like that, been great fun.
Oh, and you've started wasp sailing, right? You've been down wasp sailing at the Andrew Simpson Centre down there?
Yeah. Been doing some training on the wasp. Got my first jibe a month ago. So now I'm ready on the racecraft and ready to start racing.
How was that fit? How was that feeling getting foiling for the first time? If it was the first time, I imagine.
Yeah. It was so great. Like just learning a new skill, because sailing is like you learn different skills, but foiling is a whole completely new genre for us. So it was just great trying to figure it out, and then just seeing the progress day by day.
Yeah.
And Ben, Kai's going to finish Cows Week, and then he's jumping on a plane coming to Barcelona. What have we got lined up for him down here?
Well, what have we got lined up for him down here? Plenty going on. We're trying to get this boat ready for the America's Cup and then the pathway program with the Youth and Women's Cup. So I think it'd be great to get Kai involved with both teams really and get some experience of what the America's Cup's all about. You obviously talked about getting involved with SailGP, so understanding the America's Cup world, and then moving on later in the year, you know, continuing getting on the water with the Wasp, but trying to get on the water with the F50 down in Dubai. We've got some training period with SailGP, so really trying to build that experience for Kai, I think, on and off the water is what we're looking to do, and with the long-term goal of getting him more involved with the racing.
Absolutely. And Kai, you've obviously got this high performance goal rumbling on with us, but you're also, I know, talking to Mr. Holt, John Holt, who set up the Scaramouche stuff through Greg City. You're helping coach the next generation as well that are down there with you in Cows Week.
Yeah, I really enjoy just going down coaching, but it's not all about the coaching. Sometimes I do need to show them. I still have it, like, don't want to forget that I do sailing as well. So.
You're not past it just yet.
Oh, Kai, well, I know you'll be loving Cows Week because it's one of our favourite regattas for sure. We can't wait to have you down here. Massive congratulations on, well, everything you've done within the sport, but specifically the last 12 months that's opened sort of Ben's eyes to what you're up to, and everyone at Greg City Academy, and I'm sure there's going to be many, many more people to follow in your footsteps, mate. So massive congratulations.
Yeah, well done, Kai, and I know you're an inspiration already to a lot of other people, and hopefully a lot of youngsters there at Cows Week and the rest of the fleet at Cows Week. Wishing you all a great week of racing and lots of fun out in the water. And yeah, let's get behind Kai and the youngsters coming through, the opportunities to get involved with sailing at the highest level.
Absolutely. Kai, you got any closing words, bud?
Nah, just big thanks to Cows Week for helping me get where I am, but also thanks to INEOS as well.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. Hey, we can't wait to get you down here, Ben. We've got a massive summer coming up. We've got our big regatta, obviously, the America's Cup with INEOS Britannia, starting at the end of August. Kai, you're going to be here with us, helping get the boat ready, learning as much as you can. So make sure everyone down in Cows Week, you get behind us. It is going to be an incredible summer of racing. And we hope to do really good things. Got fingers crossed for our senior team, our youth team, and obviously our women's team as well. Very good. I think I think that's us, and we'll see you next time on the Inside Tap.